I'm going to share with you for a few minutes something that happened to me, but not like I would normally do what I've been doing these past few months about talking about what's happening with myself and my wife. But hopefully it'll be something like an encouragement for each of you to do what is necessary to take care of yourself, to make sure that you go for checkups, that you deal with what you have to do. Because I can see now that God was in it, but if you don't continue to push it, then you can pretty much sign your own death warrant. Some of you may know that, I guess a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. Well, maybe not a couple, maybe it was, about a couple of years ago. And I didn't know what to think about it at the time because I didn't feel any symptoms. It wasn't like it was really bothering me in any case. Maybe my prostate, I felt maybe my urine flow was a little maybe low, I don't know. But I was mainly in a daze. I wasn't really scared. But I realized that the Lord had blessed me, that the cancer that I had was, number one, it was first stage, so they caught it right at the beginning. And number two, that it was slow growth. If it was fast growth, maybe I'm not here today. Maybe I'm receiving chemo, not to head off anything, but to try to extend my life a few months, a few days, a few weeks. But I remember my brother-in-law, Scott. No, not that Scott, the other Scott. I got two brothers-in-laws now named Scott. My wife's brother. And he had went through cancer himself, so he just told me I should go get everything checked. And at that point in time, I was getting my prostate exam, and you know how that feels, brothers. You know how that feels. It can, you don't like something invasive coming into you, especially through that portal. You don't like it, but it's needful. It's really needful. So I remember he did that. Then he had to do a colonoscopy to see what was going on there. And of course, it may be somewhat embarrassing to go through, but it's needed. It only takes you out for one day. It really does only take you out for one day, as everything is clean, is cleared, and so on. But the benefits of it are immense, especially if it heads off later stages of cancer. Because I believe that when you feel the cancer, then it's touch and go. For some people, it may even be too late. So, what I ask you to do, if you're a man, deal with the little inconvenience. Make sure you get a prostate exam. Make sure that you're able to, because essentially, I said it's only a few minutes, few moments of And it's not really that uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable, I would say. It is uncomfortable, but it's not like it hurts. It's just weird. But it's over in a few moments. And your colonoscopy, you don't even feel when they look through and they find polyps or whatever they have. And the reason why, because you don't want to have colon cancer. Because I'm sure that if you know from its name, you know it's not very good. And also, one of the probably the least invasive, but maybe even more so important, is that once you are diagnosed with, even before that, let's say you're not diagnosed with cancer at all, but you can ask for a PSA test in your blood. That's something I have to do now. Every 6 months, I have to go and they got to draw some blood. And they see if my PSA levels, if they're still low or are they high. If it's high, there's most likely I do have a recurrence of cancer. But if it's low, as it has been, then it's not there. You can say that God healed me, because he did. But remember, God uses people. So he may heal you without using a person. Yes, that can happen. But if he is offering you healing with the assistance of a person, then take that assistance. God is making it the opportunity. People some time ago didn't have that assistance. They didn't have that. They didn't have that. They didn't have the knowledge. They didn't know how to do it. So don't, because of some misguided idea that you have to have faith. You still have to have faith. Not faith in the doctors, but faith that God will guide their hands. He will guide their diagnosis. He will make it correct instead of they don't know what's going on, or even worse, they make the wrong diagnosis. God knows how to make them find what they're supposed to find. So it's not for you to judge whether it's a man or God doing it. It's God all the way. You just have to be flexible, so to speak, and be humble to accept help from those that God sends to help you. Some of you may never get this because you'll think that Elder Heyman has put all of his trust in doctors. No, I don't. I know that they can only do so much. I know that they practice medicine. That's what they call it, a practice. Because they don't know for 100% sure. So they practice medicine. If you want to make sure something goes right, then you pray to God and let him guide their hands, guide their minds. They may find out what's happening. But the key thing I want to really leave with you is to make sure that you have your checkups, brothers. Make sure that you don't let your squeamishness about the exam keep you away until it's too late and the cancer is spread throughout your body. And all they can do is try to reduce your suffering and to maybe extend your time a few months or so. You don't want that to happen. So get your checkup. If you 40 years old, some people say 50, I say 40, maybe even younger. Think about getting a prostate exam. Think about getting a colonoscopy. Think about getting a PSA test for your blood. Because one thing I didn't realize is that if you don't ask for it, they won't give it. And we say, well, that's kind of counterproductive. Well, maybe they are trying to cut costs. Maybe they feel like there's no need for you to have a PSA test. But I say, why not? Unless they tell you no, take one. It's just a blood test like any other blood test. You extend your arm, they put a needle, they withdraw some blood, and they test it according to what you are using it for. What's the worst that can happen? You lose a vial or two of blood, which your body builds back up very quickly. A little prick at the point of contact with the needle goes away after about a few seconds. You'll live. You won't die. And one thing about the blood is the blood will tell you stories about everything. It's interesting how you put so much emphasis on the blood of Jesus, because his blood is efficacious. It washes away all sins. And we don't realize that God gave our blood to be able to tell stories about us. Stories that we may not have known any other way. So why not, at the very least, get a blood test? And take care of your body as well. Right now, I'm looking over back surgery. And I'm actually looking forward to it. People say it's painful. I say it's painful right now. But maybe if I had wore something in my back to support it, instead of allowing my discs to become deformed, to become displaced, to where I'm in a position where I can barely pick up things. That when I walk, people see I walk with I'm very hunchback. And it's very hard to straighten my back up. That if I walk for any significant period of time, my legs grow numb. I'm afraid I'm going to collapse. You don't want to be in that position. You want to be able to walk strongly when you're 60, 65, 70. If you feel that your back has some pain in it, then go to the doctor. To be honest, I did go to the doctor. They had me do physical therapy. That really wasn't it. They needed an X-ray. And I should have gotten that X-ray. Ask for an X-ray. If your back hurts and it keeps hurting, ask for that X-ray. Because it's good to know what's wrong with whatever's happening in you, whether it's your arm, your leg, whatever. Because maybe if you have that, you'll have a better diagnosis and a better prognosis, because you know what to do. My main thing today is just that, brothers, please take care of yourselves. Our wives are counting on us. And we don't want to be in a position like I am, whereas I'm limited. I got through it and do as much as I can. But I know that when I have back surgery, someone's going to have to come in and help me. And I wish that I had paid more attention to my back and not try to gut it out, try to be a man, That's not anything about being a man. That's being foolish. Yeah, I'm telling on myself. It's being foolish. Because you need to take care of yourself, not only for your own sake, but for the sake of your family. Can't even clean up my yard. Got to depend upon the gardeners to come and do it. They don't do everything the way I want it done. There's certain things I just can't do. At least not until I get this back resolved. Take care of yourselves, brothers. Make sure that you have everything working. You might say it's a pain. It's not. It's more of a pain not to be able to do something. It's more of a pain when you ignore the signs and you end up being in a position whereas people have to help you instead of you helping people. That's the only part of my life really that's frustrating to me. But I can't blame God, because really pain is a signal from your body that God has put inside your body. Let you know that something is wrong. The question is, are we going to listen to our body? Or are we just going to keep going and just doing what and just hope that the pain's gone tomorrow? The hopey, changey thing, it doesn't change. Just saying hope and doing nothing about it does absolutely nobody any good. And that's not faith either. Faith is when you embark on something, praying that the Lord will help your endeavors, will help your journey, will keep you, will protect you. But you have to embark in order to start the journey. You can't ask the Lord to help you and you're not doing a thing to move. Stay on that journey of taking care of yourself so that no one has to take care of you and you end up being the one that's garnering all of the attention for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, that's my regret. I thank God even through that regret. But anyway, just thought that you should have a reminder from an old salt, someone who's been around for a little bit. Take care of yourself, saints. Get yourself checked up. Don't worry about how it may feel or sound like. It's for your good. It's for your betterment. And besides, the only person that's going to see you is you and your doctor, and that's it. And they're not going to tell. So why should you? So there should be no qualms about getting yourself checked out, brothers. Get yourself checked out. It will save you a lot of pain in the future. Love you all. Take care of yourselves and hug one another. Tell them that you love them. In Jesus' name.